Seed plants provide a lot of really important resources for humans. There are 6 crops: wheat, rice, maize is corn, potatoes, cassava, and sweet potatoes that yield a huge amount of the calories consumed by humans. And it's not just the food that humans eat, because humans aren't all vegetarians, but the food that we feed to our livestock, so like the chicken feed and the cow feed, they all eat these grains too, and then humans eat those animals. And it's actually a really big waste of this food, because it takes about 5 to 7 kilograms of grain to yield about 1 kilogram of beef. So when you're eating a pound of beef, it took 6 to 7 pounds of grain for that to develop. Over the history of agriculture, humans have been selecting for crops that fit our needs. So one example of this is corn. So this is maize. And we believe its most recent common ancestor is this plant right here, called teosinte. And research studies have shown that it's possible to have as few as 5 genetic mutations between these two plants, maize and teosinte. And this has been shown to be able to make corn from this plant. Corn is so reliant on humans. Corn doesn't even come off the cob anymore, right? Corn is the seed. It can't reproduce on its own because we've selected for corn that stays on the cob. Humans now have to plant the seeds for it. Seed plants are huge sources of wood products. So we use wood for fuel, paper, wood pulp we can turn into paper, medicines, and we have big reliance on plant diversity. So you can see on this table over here just a few sources of plants that we've gotten medical compounds from. So about 25% of our prescription drugs come from active ingredients in plants. Sometimes they're secondary compounds, so like something that the plant secretes, like willow leaves and bark can be used for like pain relief. And all of this comes from having a wide diversity of plants in the first place. So places like the Amazon rainforest are huge wealth of plant diversity, and human actions are putting plant diversity at risk. So in your book, it says that if we continue at the current rate of destroying the tropical rainforest, we could have 50% of species become extinct in the next few centuries. But your book was written before the current governor of Brazil took office. And in the last 2 years, we've seen a dramatic increase in the amount of fires in the rainforest. And you can see a few pictures in the bottom. So on the bottom, you can see this yellow outline. This is all smoke from rainforest fires from space. And this rate has been dramatically increased in the last 2 years. So I put some videos in D2L of the rainforest fires from 2019 as well as from 2020. And the rainforest is absolutely essential to our planet. It reduces atmospheric carbon dioxide because of photosynthesis. So it's a huge CO2 sink, but it's also a huge source of plant diversity. So there are tons and tons, probably fewer than 5,000 species have been studied for medicine from the rainforest, and there are so many that we haven't studied or found. And so there's this huge potential for resources in the diversity of the rainforest that we're losing because the president of Brazil currently is burning this and allowing farmers to burn it. And what they typically do with the land is they burn it to clear it, and then they use it for cattle ranching. And so we're burning plants to have animal agriculture.